Yo, fuck J-Lo's halftime show. That's how we gonna start this off. No introduction needed. It's been almost a week since the Super Bowl, since the halftime show. I had one complaint, and it was that J-Lo's performance, and maybe only one part of Shakira's, because overall Shakira did a great job, but J-Lo's performance was not made for children's eyes. That's it. That's my only argument. I'm not sure how, I have a daughter that is 11, so, my brain is a little more reactive to things like that in my heart, but Fat Boy don't got kids, Two Cheese don't got kids. How you guys feeling about it, man?
I just think it was just a trash performance overall. It was just Shakira's part was good. It was a good watch, but as a whole for a Super Bowl show, it just wasn't fucking worth that 15 minutes. It wasn't.
I mean, I would have just been happy with Shakira. I mean, all in all, Jenny from the Block ain't Jenny from the Block anymore. We all know 50, that.
Bruh.
Yeah, she should have stood on the block.
She should have, she should have covered up a little bit. You know what I mean? If she would have covered up, then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Straight up.
But the fact is, you know what I mean? There's millions of kids watching this shit. You know what I mean? Babies, all this shit now that gotta think that they have to grow up and do some shit like that, But, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it wasn't a nipple slip. Like
it wasn't a nip slip.
Like,
but that would have been more entertaining. That would have been way more entertaining if there was a nip slip.
I mean, as a dude, of course, I love seeing it. As a grown man that's in his 30s already, I love seeing it. J-Lo and Shakira helped me get through puberty, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? You know what's up. But as a 30-something-year-old man sitting there and watching a sport with my 11-year-old, and there were 7-year-olds in the building, and I'm not sure, the other ages of the little girls, it just felt weird. At halfway at that point in time, it was just like, why is she popping her pussy? Why is she sliding?
Yeah, I didn't get that whole I'm gonna grab my pussy the whole time. But I mean, if you feel like you have to be relevant, then that's definitely not the way to do it.
That's not the way, exactly. And I took to Facebook when this had happened, and so for this whole week I've been dealing with all the comments and excuses that women have tried to give me from trying to use education of college to just being straight emotions, and it's getting desperate now. I think that I'm not for like everyone should cover themselves up and it should be Little House on the Prairie. No, grown women should be able to do whatever the fuck they want. But as a grown woman, a real grown woman, not a bitch, not a hoe, but a real woman, you would have some decency that there's responsibility with your freedom. You know what I mean? Like the example that I've been given is, like, weed is legal in California. Legal as a cigarette. Like, you can smoke it wherever. You can walk through the park and smoke it. But if you're walking through the park smoking weed, or even your cigarette if you don't smoke weed, and there's little children around, maybe they're just in passing, maybe they're playing right there, you don't smoke around them. You put it down real quick and wait till they pass by, or you go to another part of the park to smoke your shit. It's called decency. It's not, well, I don't give a fuck, too bad, you should just take your kids away. Because all of everyone's been telling me is, just change the channel. If you don't like it, just change the channel. So I'm out to try to dominate the conversation. You like, what do you guys feel about, like, what do you guys think? Should there be a responsibility for the artists?
I mean, definitely responsibility. Definitely an apology. I mean, some just, just to clear the air. You know what I mean? If those weren't your intentions, just let it be known. If they were your intentions, then let them be known. You know what I mean? Just.
I think there's a time and place for everything. There's a time and place. There's a time to be sexy, and if you're performing in front of fucking kids, that ain't a time to be sexy.
Yeah.
But nowadays, man, like, we live in this crazy society where, like, everybody wants to do the most absurd shit to just, like, cause attention.
50-year-old women, though?
I mean,
she's 50, bro. Why are you still acting like that?
They're rich, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she got good abs and she got some good ass. That's it. Yeah, but does it mean like
rich
yes,
women still J-Lo. Like, J-Lo's still J-Lo.
Like, if she would have came in as Jenny from the Block instead of whatever the hell she came in as, it would have
why
been
do you
way
think
better.
They got 20-year-old boyfriends though?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
No, they're paying for their boyfriend's fucking gas money just to go see them.
They never grew up. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
You
they
know what
grew
I'm saying?
up.
So-
They just don't want to stay. They just don't want to grow up.
I look at it as in like an
No,
artistic,
they got old. They
in
didn't
as
grow
an
up.
artistic way, you know, which like everything was nice. I don't know about the pole dancing and shit like that, but like everything else was nice. I like Shakira's shit. Like I ain't even going front. Shakira's shit was tight. I would have totally just been fine with watching Shakira because she has more hits. I think she's more of the popular. You know what I mean?
Internationally,
She's more of an entertainer than J Lo.
That and
J Lo's
like,
a little bit more
and-
sexier in my
It was
opinion.
just a slut.
Yeah,
And Shakira
Yeah.
Shakira never needed to do any crazy shit to be known.
She did go out topless one time when she was younger.
Yeah, she did.
Those
That was inappropriate
Those
also.
those were very nice though.
Yeah, but where did she do that at?
I mean, my whole thing is if it's your
It
tour,
was
it's
at
your
night, so it was at some type of fucking club type thing.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Then that's made for adults. There ain't gonna be
that's why it
no
was an
7-year-old
adult.
kids
It was
there.
an adult setting. That's why it was nice.
Yeah.
It was a time and place.
So that you can't
That's what
judge
I'm
her for that.
saying.
So you
No,
can't judge her
no.
for that.
Yeah, no.
You know,
My only argument is when you know children are present. And so one of the arguments given to me, so I'll tell you pretty much some of the crazy stuff I've heard in argument with this, because I know there's going to be some women listening that are like, well, what about this? What about this? Well, I'm probably going to cover it. So one of the things I heard was was obviously just change the channel. Everyone said, well, if you don't like it, just change the channel. Like, who cares? And then that the Super Bowl is not made for children, is what I heard.
Super Bowl's a family fucking view.
Thank
Kids
you.
grow up wanting to be NFL football players.
Yes.
They don't want to be in the Canadian halftime show. They want to be in the National Football League.
You know,
And be able to perform there.
so I say yes. I don't think it is oriented for kids like Sesame Street, where there's no adults included, because that's not true. But it is a family entertainment thing at the moment. Super Bowl is pretty much an American holiday now. More people get the day off for Super Bowl to not miss this shit. If you ever need to go shopping, like, okay, we live out here where the Latino population is very high. If you were to leave your house on a Sunday, good luck going to Walmart and good luck going shopping. I'm gonna tell you this.
Any
But
store
on
can be
Super
packed.
Bowl Sunday, it's dead still. Even the Bices are watching the Super Bowl. Everyone watches Super Bowl. It's the number one most viewed thing in America every year by far. So to try to get ignorant all of a sudden and say, oh, well, I mean, we kids don't watch it. No,
Hold
it's
up.
not made for families.
Just for you people who don't know what a paisa is, those are my homies.
Yeah, but you know, now all of a
Actually, I
sudden
don't-
people want to play dumb though. It's like, why do you think the commercials cost so much? Because they know how many people are viewing. They know that every restaurant knows they're not going to get business unless they show the game. Everybody is like knows that nobody goes shopping. There's nobody on the roads. There's not even police out there. There's no like you go if you leave your house during the game for whatever reason, you could probably get from LA to Frisco in 2 hours on Super Bowl during the Super Bowl, bro. Like there's nobody on the street. So now to say like, well, it doesn't mean families are watching. There's no kids playing outside no more. Kids don't play outside. What do you
Yeah.
think they're doing? They're fucking watching the game.
Yeah.
And we went from watching just football, which is a sport, to this and just bam, pussy in your face. Like, I didn't sign up for that. Or at least give me a rating then. When the Super Bowl comes on, say this is going to be rated PG-13 for slight sexual entertainment. Okay, cool. Then I can tell the kids to leave before it even pops off. I'm willing to meet in the middle, but to say that there's absolutely no responsibility had as a woman, right now, you know, a lot of women are women strong as they should be. But part of being women strong is calling out your own when they're doing some shit that's not making you guys look good. So to try to protect this shit as, well, she's a woman, she's sexy, she's 50, and she's in good shape, and she should be able to do that, and who cares? Instead of just saying, hey, she can do all that, I agree, but she should not be doing it in front of kids. Like, that's it. That's my only argument. So I'm not arguing that women should be dressed up in Eskimo suits and shit. It's not that. I'm saying when there's kids around, there's a way to act. One, to act. Because she was pole dancing, she was sliding with her pussy, she was grabbing her shit. That's sexual shit. And then to dress and present yourself as a woman.
At least she had the decency to cover up. Fuck, I'm down. When her daughter and stuff came out,
She did.
At least that performance was pretty good.
But her performance, J-Lo performance, at least, I give it a fucking D-. Lucky,
I know why you give it that D-.
Yeah. Only reason it didn't get an F was because that 3 seconds with her and fucking with her and what's her name, fucking Shakira.
Oh, okay.
Only reason. Only fucking reason.
I totally dislike her whole performance. For one, I'm not a J-Lo fan, so I don't care for J-Lo. And yeah, I think she's trash. So the whole her whole performance was just horrible.
Yeah, I
could have done without it.
And don't think I'm coming off as hating J-Lo. I don't like. I like her as a fucking actor. She's a good actor. Yeah.
Mediocre.
I like her. I like her in South Park the best though.
C-. Yeah, I mean, my thing was another thing I've seen is women in response to putting up memes on Olympic swimmers such as Michael Phelps in like a Speedo with one of the skull caps on, and they're like, "What about this? Is this inappropriate? Because kids watch this." And I'm like, how desperate of an attempt is that? Like, what do you mean? That's obviously not the same. Is he and if he was dressed like that and sliding and grabbing his dick and swinging his dick around, then yes, it would be inappropriate. But he's performing in a sport, in a competition where scientifically that is the best thing he can wear to minimize resistance and drag when he's swimming.
But I got a good question to that. Are leotards good or best thing for performance for gymnasts?
I mean, yeah, and I have no problem. If J-Lo was just wearing some, like, leggings and, like, a cool shirt or, like, Daisy Dukes and a wife beater, she still could have been the sexy 50-year-old Jenny without being sexual. She could still look cool. But then it's like, after you do this shit, you're performing with your 11-year-old daughter on the same stage you just slid your pussy all over. Like, what the fuck? Like you said, look how many boyfriends she had. Look how many youngins she's had as she gets older. She's obviously not the smartest, brightest woman. Oh, yeah, she's got millions. She's powerful. She's a boss bitch. I get it. Cool. But we know how she got her money. Come on. You gonna respect that as a woman?
She got her money because of Selena. Let's
That's what I'm saying. She's a good actress.
Yeah,
She's a good actress.
Selena was awesome.
Let me see.
Selena was awesome.
Let me correct here.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
But that movie has a rating also.
What is it?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I know it's not G or PG. You know, that's part of, like, that's my thing too, is like everything has with freedom comes responsibility. Ultimate freedom is anarchy. So it's like to just be like, oh, fuck that, we can do whatever we want, we can walk around in thongs and pasties if we want. Like, you can do that. Just don't do it in front of kids or have the decency.
PG.
But
they were in bustiers.
Yeah, there wasn't like sex in that movie, though. There wasn't no sex in that movie.
But it was bustiers. Her dad didn't approve.
But it wasn't bustiers and pussy sliding and pole dancing, dog. Like, the fuck? Like, I mean, and we literally just watched this. The first outfit was probably the craziest. Like, it looked the craziest. We didn't know she had the second outfit underneath, so at the time, it looked like just skin, and she had assless chaps, crotchless chaps with just the draws, and she was doing her thing. And that off top caught me off guard. You know, now I watched the Super Bowl with my boy Two Cheese. When they announced it was Shakira and J-Lo, I said, I've been waiting my whole life for this moment. This is my childhood dream come true. I was hyped, super hyped. As I watched her performance, like we said, Shakira was cool. The only thing that caught me off guard was the bondage shit. That kind of threw me for a loop. Like, why is she like simulating bondage on stage? But other than that, everything was cool. Even what she wore wasn't that bad. But then she obviously tore off the long part of her skirt and it got a little more racy in Shakira's performance. Still not too bad, but still kind of, at this point, I start looking around the room and I see the faces of little girls.
She twisted it to the side to do the belly dance.
Yeah. She twisted to the side of the belly. And which, I mean, we all knew that was happening. That's more of a cultural thing, you know, cultural dancing. But, like, when J-Lo and all that shit started, I look around the room and I see little girls there. And I'm not saying they was, like, shocked. But they were kind of like deers in the headlights. And then right away, immediately, as a man, I felt very uncomfortable enjoying this and looking at it from my perspective as far as like, ooh, damn, they're just dancing like half naked. Which, like, you know, is appealing to daddy mode, to father mode. Like, kids shouldn't be around here. Kids shouldn't be seeing this shit.
Yeah, definitely kids shouldn't have seen that. That's
my only argument. For any woman to argue against it, to say, well, just take your kids somewhere else. Why should my kids have to go to another room? Why can't women be responsible enough to, even J-Lo herself, to say, I don't really want to wear this outfit because I'm performing with my 11-year-old in the same show. Can we do something different?
You also got to look at it as in the sense of we live in a society nowadays where they want to, like, show kids at a young age sexual shit. They put a bunch of, like, you know, homophobic things and,
Yeah.
you know, and cartoons and all this, like, you know, crazy shit, you know, and kid cartoons that,
It's not right,
you know what I
man.
mean? They end up knowing all these things by the age of 5, you know what I mean? And it confuses them, makes them, you know, want to be something they're not, or whatever, you know what I mean? Brainwash, it goes back to a bunch of shit, you know, but it's just crazy to me, man. It's crazy to me how we as people allow this shit to happen, you know?
You know,
like,
it's crazy to me that anyone, because I've had men too argue, like against the like, it's not bad that it's not on them, it's on you as a. No, I understand it's always on me as a parent, always. I will always take 1,000% responsibility as a parent to always shield my daughter from anything that may be inappropriate or whatever the case is. But my whole thing is there should not be inappropriate shit at that time slot, at that moment when you know for a fact kids are watching. That's it. You want to do it on HBO. You want to do it late night television, which is, you know, always popping. You want to do it at one of these award shows that aren't designed for children to be watching. Now, if you allow your kid to watch those shows, then of course they're going to see the shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you're like...
But that's what that goes back to what I'm saying. Like, a majority of the people nowadays don't give a fuck what their kids are watching. For one, people don't watch their kids. And shout out to the people who raise their fucking kids the correct way, love their kids, and teach them new shit every day. We love you people. Now, fuck the people who don't watch the kids and just get fucking iPads and YouTube videos and all this bullshit.
They got TikTok and they're like,
man,
6.
you know
like,
how much
what?
fucking crazy shit there's on YouTube? Every fucking 5 videos I scroll down to, I see some crazy shit.
Crazy shit. The ads
you
got
know?
crazy shit.
So
And especially if you don't monitor their Netflix, they're watching all that fucking rated R shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
man.
you know, especially all that crazy anime
kids
that's
got
on
kid
there.
Netflix.
And I love anime, you know? I love Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean? I haven't got into Naruto or none of that shit yet, but one day I will because I hear it's badass. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like that shit is even that type of shit is meant for like a teenager kid.
At least teenagers.
You know, like a
15,
teenager
Exactly.
kid.
I'm not talking about teenagers because, you know, once you start going through puberty, it's different, and you've probably seen some things and already done some things.
Yeah.
I'm talking about young prepubescent adolescent children.
No, babies.
Yeah, I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4,
12 and
5, 6.
under.
Yeah, pretty much 12 and under.
12 and under.
Maybe 12 and under.
You know, nah, because even when you're
'Cause
like, even when you're like 11 and 12 at middle school, whatever it is.
Middle school, that's when you start like.
Yeah,
you
that's
might
what
be
I'm
like,
saying,
ooh,
but-
My
kinda
daughter's
fr-
about to be 11 in April, bro. She's not anywhere close to any of that shit yet. But I also have her in a good school, in a good neighborhood. With
But I'm gonna say you're a
ratchet
better
ass
father
children.
than most. You're a better father than most too.
I am,
Yeah.
of course.
You're
but that's
on your
the
child,
that's
which
the
is a
point,
good
though.
thing.
Is like I'm not trying to tell people how to parent their kids and stuff, but I'm saying like there should be some type of guidelines when it comes to certain time periods on TV or when you know that we say, hey, we can't do this. And I know another argument that I've had from women is, well, what about Adam Levine last year? Yeah, I don't agree with that shit either.
Yeah, definitely.
That shit was too raunchy for children too.
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck he had to take his shirt off.
Yeah, when start
Why the
pelvic
fuck?
thrusting and shit.
Yeah,
I don't.
why?
Yeah.
Why?
So I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not saying, well, it's only because it's females. No, I'm saying period. Kids should not be seeing that. The same way that if they would have got Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, they probably shouldn't be smoking all kinds of weed on stage because kids are gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. I'm not saying. You know.
At the end of the day,
That's
we
it.
have to be careful what type of material we put out there because there's always going to be some young one watching.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't know the type of effect it's going to put on that kid. You know what I mean? For all we know, it could either mind fuck them for the rest of their life, turn them into something they not, just think of them, think of women as nothing. You know, like, and then we have just a bunch of...
It's hard
like,
to demand respect as a woman after you do some shit like that. Though.
You know?
And disclaimer: this is all ours opinion. Don't take none of it as fact. If you got something to say,
This is
just let us
super
know.
my opinion, and I know a lot of people don't agree because I've already dealt with it by paragraphs and paragraphs. I've had women tell me that they should be allowed to wear anything they want, even if it is just a G-string and pasties, and that anything that comes from that is not their fault. It's whoever else's fault that felt that way. Now, my thing is, yes, weirdos will be weirdos. If there's weirdos, if there's creeps, if there's motherfuckers that are looking to rape and do all kinds of molestations and shit, they don't give a fuck if you got an Eskimo suit on. They're still gonna do it. Like, they're sick fucks. I understand that. But you also can't act like the way you act and what you wear does not help you. Why do people wear certain outfits when they go to job interviews? Why do people wear certain outfits when, you know, why do you wear pads when you play football? Like, there's reason why certain things. So if you're dressing like you're ready to be fucked, then the message you're portraying is you want to be fucked.
But at the same time, you gotta remember, like, if this is some type of conspiracy shit and there's like a bunch of Illuminati shit, then those are the exact people they want to attract.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it goes back to what I'm saying, man. We live in a fucking weird ass twisted society, man. Mm-hmm. Like, it's crazy. It's so crazy. We got like literally just sex is selling everywhere. Like you go on Instagram, you go, you know, Snapchat, you go everywhere.
Yeah.
On online, and you see some crazy ads. You see some crazy ads. You see some, you know what I mean, just some crazy shit. And I'm just like, man, I'm just trying to see some fucking fight videos. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to see what's up with some sports, maybe some UFC highlights, and then all of a sudden it's like ED fucking ads, or, you know what I mean? Some,
can't get your dick hard.
like some crazy shit, man.
Like, I mean, but you see it everywhere because, and the thing is, like, I don't just talk. I'm not saying shit. Anyone that knows me knows I'm not a perfect person. If you know how I was when I was a teenager, like when Janet Jackson's titty came out, I didn't have a kid. I love that shit. I fucking probably called all my little cousins that were 8 in there, like, yo, dude, come see this. You gotta become a man. I was wrong. I shouldn't be doing that. Kids shouldn't be exposed to that. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't have been watching that at the ages I was watching it at.
Yeah, nah. Kids definitely shouldn't be exposed to sex,
drugs, and violence. I think
things like that because it corrupts their mind, man.
Mm-hmm. They should be aware of it.
It makes
but not know of it.
It makes them think that it's okay.
Yeah,
especially when it's in the biggest stage of the world. You know what I mean? I say that because half the world is watching, if not most of the world. You know what I mean? So like. That's the thing, man. My thing is, like, who the fuck are the promoters? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
who the guys behind the scenes?
Who the fuck are the people? Are they chomos? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, are they fucking weirdos?
They got some.
You know what I mean? Like, who are these people? You know what I mean? Like, to tell J-Lo, like, look, I'm giving you this opportunity to be in the fucking Super Bowl. So this is what you have to do, bitch.
You gotta see that body.
You know what I'm saying? And like.
So what kind of woman can you even be called a woman if you're willing to do that? No, I don't respect that. I mean, but you're a female. You're a hoe. You're a bitch. If I want to call you that, so what?
Okay, that goes back to what I'm saying, man. Like, J-Lo has never been a woman. Never. She's always portrayed herself as like this, like a cougar who's always fucking these young dudes and all this shit. And Shakira has never done that. Shakira is married to a soccer player, Piqué. And they live a happy life with their kids.
Yeah, Shakira's part of the halftime performance was very classy up until the point where she started kind of with the Bad Bunny. For the Bad Bunny on, it got a little racy, and then J-Lo came on.
But it was just like a few, maybe like not
a couple
even
air
minute.
Humps in a skirt.
Yeah, like,
you know,
it wasn't.
It wasn't nothing like J-Lo.
Because there's commercials that are way worse.
Yes, and those shouldn't be played in those time periods either.
Like, but if it wasn't for J-Lo's performance, that would have been like the worst thing. What Shakira did.
Yeah,
was that little
which
fucking
wouldn't be a lot to bitch about.
5 seconds
I wouldn't be making we wouldn't be making a podcast about just a little air hump for a minute. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get, but
that would have been
this
good
bitch came out pole dancing.
Yeah.
She came out with the pussy exposed the whole time. All of her poses, her dance moves were with her legs spread, her legs spread. Like, the message was very clear. Very clear. And for young boys and young girls to see that, it's not, for the life of me, I can't understand how anyone can argue for it without just agreeing, okay, not for kids. I'm not saying regulations. I'm not saying no woman should dress like that. I'm not saying if I take my daughter somewhere that's an adult situation, all the adults should shape up because it's a kid here. No, because that's not fair. What I'm saying is when you know kids are present, you know kids are watching, you're even performing with a kid, you got to hold yourself to some accountability and responsibility to make the right decisions. There's a million other outfits she could have wore. She's J-Lo performing at the halftime. You don't think she could call every fucking designer in the world and be like, design me a suit and I'm picking one that I like?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't say like, whoa, that's what they gave me.
If she would have done the same performance
in Daisy Dukes and Wife Beater
in a latex suit or you know what I mean, like
bodysuit.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So you know what I mean? Some like
for Catwoman.
some tight. But I mean, I don't know. I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling the whole hooker, old hooker looking cougar look. I wasn't feeling it. But I mean,
You know how many teenagers
Shout out to
looking
her
at
for
the
even
French
doing
models
it.
now?
Oh, there's kids right now that haven't stopped jacking off from Sunday. Like, there's kids that are going for world records.
And there's some adults that want Shakira's
Yeah.
tongue. There's some adults that want Shakira's tongue.
You know,
And we know where they want it.
I even got told today. See, one of the big things I've noticed is like with this conversation, a lot of women, you know, I responded to my posts or, you know, coming at me with memes of this and questions about this and paragraphs about this, paragraphs about that. And I understand you're trying to stand up for women because you are a woman. And the answer of look the other way or, well, that's just going to be, I mean, you just got to put your kids in the other room. That's just how the world works now. I personally cannot take that as an answer, and it angers me to the point where it's like I don't know what to do because this is the irony of it. As women yourselves, you should always know that the answer is not, well, that's just what the world is, and we just got to deal with it, and there's nothing we can do. Because if that was the case, you women wouldn't even have fucking rights right now.
You wouldn't be talking.
You wouldn't even be having jobs. You'd still be housewives because of women saying this is not right. And even though a lot of other women probably getting beat by their dudes and all the motherfuckers that made the laws and were in power were men, and they were like, this is the way it is. You think like if they would have just said, well, that's the way it is. We just got to turn the other cheek and deal with it. I mean, we can't change the world. We can't do anything about it. That you guys would have rights. Obviously, some people and groups of people came together and said, this is not right. So us as men and women and parents and adults all need to come together and say, look, that's not right. Just to, like, I don't understand how you can't agree with it. I don't understand why make so many excuses or point to someone else. What about back in '93 when this person
but
that doesn't excuse anything.
That's the thing though. Like, we live in a time where like everybody wants to just argue about anything, even if they're not right. People just want to try to be relevant, even when they're retarded as fuck. And that's the thing though. Like, that's the difference between, you know what I mean, like the real shit and all that crazy shit that's being portrayed to the kids, man. Like these are the type of people who are teaching their kids to be exactly the way they are. You know what I'm saying? And like, and then those kids got to go to school, and then their fucking ways rub onto other kids, and then it's a trifecta of shit. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and it starts with us, man. We got to be better. You know what I mean? We got to be better. We got to be better people. We got to be better parents. We just got to teach ourselves to be, you know what I mean? To be better. You know what I mean? If we like, you know, watching porn or whatever the fuck you like doing on your time, do it in your fucking time. Do it away from home. Do it whatever. You know what I mean?
Just don't do it in front of kids.
So,
That's
yeah,
it.
don't do exactly. Like, do it in your private time. Like, just keep it to yourself type of shit. You know, nobody need to know. You don't got to put... You know what I mean? Your shit on blast for everybody to see it. You don't got OnlyFans that shit.
OnlyFans? What are you going to do when your kid go to middle school and his homies got your OnlyFans and you the moms? Like, what are you going to do then? They're jacking off to the niggas' moms. You feel me? Like,
they got with his mom's credit card.
Like, what? This is crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's crazy. We live in a crazy world now, man, where...
I'm just saying the answer can't be, we'll change the channel. Well, just don't look at it.
That's the thing, though.
That can't be the
answer.
answer.
You're gonna change the channel,
short term,
and you're gonna find the same thing, but even more, but different on another channel. You know what I'm saying? Like every channel you change to, whatever it is, it's gonna have some sex in it, no matter what.
But like I said, that would have been my compromise when the halftime show started. When they're saying next up, Shakira and Jay or whatever, right? If there would have been a little thing on the bottom of the screen that said, this programming is rated TVMA for the mature, like the one that's for adults. I would say PG. Then I could have, either way, I could have been like, all right, girls, you guys got to go before it even starts. Because now I'm aware that, okay, there's about to be some shit that kids shouldn't be watching. Then that's a healthy compromise. At least give me that. Because I've even had men tell me, well, you know, there's way worse on the internet and they're going to watch that. So I don't know what the big deal is. It's like, what kind of reasoning is that? Because they're going to see it eventually, just go ahead and watch it with them?
What kind of person are you to allow your kid to watch that on the internet?
Right?
Like, how are you as a parent not putting any parental, like
I responded with that exact same ideology. He's like, well, what about when they're away from home? When they're with their friends and this and that? I said, kids, I admit, kids are going to go for it.
There's always going to be a
Still
kid that's going to show.
Sit down and watch it with them.
There's always going to be a kid that shows another kid some titties, a
You
Playboy
already know.
mag that their grandpa passed down. You know what I'm saying?
but then again, kids are a representation of a representation of
Of
yourself.
yourself.
As a both,
So
as a
they
couple.
got shit parents.
Yeah. If your
Exactly.
kids-
So
your kids
if
the
you raise
shit-
your kid right, your kid's gonna be responsible enough to be like, fuck it, I don't want to fuck with that. Like, let's go
Yeah.
back to playing the
Yeah.
video
And
game.
I may sound like a hypocrite because anyone that knows me, like, yo, my family, and if you guys are listening, y'all motherfuckers did a shitty ass job of any kind of guidance or fucking watching over me when I was a kid. I had my teenage cousins watching me, and they were showing me porno. We were watching that shit. You know, I see. You know,
and they went that far.
Oh yeah, yeah, I was getting socked for no reason and all kinds of shit when I was
course.
little. You know what I'm saying?
That's an
Like,
everyday thing.
you guys did a horrible job loving me and showing me the right direction. So yes, I did a lot of stupid shit when I was a kid too. But now I'm a father now, and I'm not trying to act like I'm holier. I mean, I still, you know, anyone knows me. I got hella flaws. I don't give a fuck. But when it comes to my kid, I do try to be the best father that I could possibly be, and that's like trying to get a somewhat of an agreement amongst adults that hey, certain things aren't made for kids, and they shouldn't be on at a time when you know for a fact, and that's what I'm saying. You know for a fact, kids are watching that. You know it. You opened up the Super Bowl with a kid commercial. With a kid from every team with the jersey on, and dude ran out the commercial onto the field and shit. The little homie.
A little dash.
Yeah, that was all kids. That's how you popped the Super Bowl off. Even at the end of J-Lo's slutty ass performance, you brought kids up to perform. Mm-hmm. So obviously your mind is very warped in like kids are present. Kids, you're even using kids for your show. Within that same show, her mom just got there sliding her pussy across the stage, but brings up her 11-year-old and it's like, all right, family time.
The 11-year-old didn't look comfortable. She didn't. She was
I'm trapped in this cage.
She's like, what did my mom just do? She told me never do that.
And I mean, but the other parts of Super Bowl I loved. I did love that, you know, it had a Latin twist to it. I loved, you know, the kids kind of taking a stand with the kids in cages. I like that political look on it. Like, I like the fucking shit they did with the stage where it looked like it was falling with the waterfalls. Like, that shit's hard. Like, there was a lot of great moments of that fucking show. I don't know what the fuck Bad Bunny and the other homie were saying. I mean,
hey, but I fuck with Bad Bunny in their performance, man.
See,
like, I fuck with all that. I thought it was cool. I thought all that shit was cool. It was different. It was something different that we had never seen in the Super Bowl before.
Yeah,
for one.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? You gotta give props to that type of shit. Like, you can't.
Yeah, that's just tight.
You can't like just shoot it down. You know what I mean? Yeah, it had
But
J-Lo fucking doing some crazy shit, but all in all, it was good.
It's cool. I
You
mean,
know?
just
It was
50% of it wasn't appropriate for kids.
it was just the attire, the outfit that could have been different, and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Seriously.
You know? If she would have put jeans, she would have put some leggings, she would have put anything on that would have just covered her snatch and her ass, we would be having a whole different conversation. Then people would just be wondering what she's wearing under.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Leave
Like,
it to the imagination.
like you wouldn't be like, oh, that's exactly what
exactly
it looks.
what it is.
You know, like
Her
instead of
left lip is bigger than her right lip.
you know, instead of everything, you know, because like it, you know, there was people saying like, I'm pretty sure her vagina just showed, you know, and it's just like, well,
that moose knuckle.
you know, like yeah, I don't know, and then she just kept grabbing her vagina all the time, so I just didn't understand any of that, but I like the rest of it. I
didn't understand people trying to defend it. That's my only thing.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like it was a thing that we could all agree, like, that wasn't so much, but the amount of people that came from my neck on
for
Facebook,
all those
bro.
people who defend that and you're ignorant.
Hold
for
on.
the simple fact that you can't understand the other side of it.
What
you know
about
I mean?
old girl? When I said to piggyback off of it because somebody was arguing with me that it doesn't matter and all this other stuff, and that even if you were getting hard, like it's not like it's inappropriate, like, you know what I mean, like kind of, I don't know, some bullshit. So I said, well, if you are comfortable with being sexually aroused around your child, there's something wrong with you. Like if you as a man, like my daughter is 11, right? And I used to live in the studio. I ain't got all kinds of money and shit. And there would be some nights that me and my daughter fall asleep together. Obviously she slept with me a lot when she was a baby. Sleep on my chest, all that shit, 2-3 years old, whatnot. But when she was about like 6, 7, she would still want to sometimes, Dad, come lay down with me. So I go lay down with her, fall asleep. As a man, when you wake up sometimes, you don't know what the fuck you just dreamed about, but You know, your boy had full attention. You feel me? As a man that feels uncomfortable waking up in the morning next to my fucking 7-year-old daughter with a heart on. It's not like I got aroused. It's not like I'm horny, you know, but it's just like, as a man, that's uncomfortable now. So I stopped sleeping with her. I started sleeping on the couch or whatever the case is. I told her, boo, you're getting a little too old, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we can't, you know what I mean? Like, I'll lay down with you to go to sleep, but we can't, like, you know? I didn't explain, obviously, I gotta fucking wake up with a heart on, so it's weird, but, you know, but that's like a responsibility to take as a dude. So some chick told me,
just gotta know sometimes.
when I said this shit, when I said, if you're comfortable being sexually aroused around kids, you're weird, right? She goes, sexually aroused by what, though? I'm like it matters? Right? And then she's like, we're all creatures of sexual creations or some shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then the next post was, a baby touches themselves when you change your diaper. And I'm like, yo, there's some crazy people on the internet. Like, and she would give me paragraphs about women subjectification versus fucking some other shit and give me all these studies, you know. But and I'm like, all this shit is like, women go to this extent for their whore rights?
If you're a nudist and you want to raise your kid like a nudist or whatever, do your fucking thing. But don't
go to France.
You know, but be your own people. Don't, you know what I mean? If that's your way of living and you want to do all that shit.
Nah, cool. Those people shouldn't be having kids, bro. Nah. If you're not responsible enough to raise a kid properly, you shouldn't have one. Period. No excuses for being a shitty parent. I don't care if you got the shittiest life. I don't care if you're a fucking meth head. I don't care if you're a fucking stripper yourself and all this other shit. When you come home, your kids don't need to know that. You come home, be the best parent you are. Be the best parent you can in front of them. Sometimes you're going to do some dirt in the dark, but not in front of your kids. You know, I do understand that sometimes you take risk even to provide for your kids where it might jeopardize your freedom or your safety. But if you're really doing it for your kids, and, you know, it's kind of hard to say no to that. But all this shit is just, you need to have some decency as a parent and as an adult when it comes to children. We have none. We treat children like adults. We think children have rights now. Dog, children don't have rights. You don't get rights until you're 18.
At the end of the day.
Unless you're emancipated.
But if you're emancipated, you're basically still living with your parents, only unless you get kicked out.
At the end of the day, you just gotta love your kids, protect them,
take care of your fucking
love them,
kids,
educate them the right
save
way.
Your fucking chicken, man.
You know, save y'all's chickens, man. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what type of world we're gonna live in tomorrow. You know what I mean? Every day is some new shit. Coronavirus out there just knocking niggas out.
Yeah, stop kissing kids on the mouth, you fucking weird ass biting ass niggas, man.
Yeah, stop kissing fucking your dog and then kissing the fucking babies. You feel me? Don't
do
that. Don't do that.
And this goes out to all. I hope whoever hears this that's offended, I hope you feel offended, because I truly believe you're a fucking idiot.
Hey, shout out Tom Green for eating the rat.
What?
Fuck?
What?
What the fuck?
All right, well, you know, nigga been smoking. That nigga been smoking. You know, he kind of high a little bit. But you know, I mean, this goes out to all them motherfuckers when your kids are 2 years old and like, they don't know what this is, and you fuck in front of them. All the motherfuckers hitting the pookie pipe while their kids right there and shit. All you motherfuckers deserve not to have kids. I don't respect none of you. So whoever feels offended, I'm all for people having their own opinions. But on this one, the way I feel like it's no way you can prove me that what I'm saying is wrong. So in that case, if you don't feel how I feel, fuck you. As a parent, if you don't think there should be some appropriate and inappropriate things need to be kind of categorized when it comes to children, fuck you, because you're part of the problem. That's why your kids are ratchets. That's why your 14-year-old daughter got pregnant already. That's why all this shit is going down, because you think that they can watch whatever. They can do whatever. Who cares how they dress? Just because my daughter has Daisy Dukes and spaghetti straps she goes to school doesn't mean anything. Yeah, she's still probably a virgin, but what message are you giving out?
Yeah, that in high school, once she goes to fucking sophomore year, she's gonna be fucking 15 and pregnant.
You feel me?
Right, her quinceañera, it's not her fucking her dress isn't gonna fit once that party comes around. When you get it for her, it's gonna be a little bit tighter. You might not get that fucking top fucking string fucking tight enough, but she's gonna fit into it. But she might have a kid when she's 16.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy that people are willing to do whatever in front of kids now, man. Like, it's sickening to me. It's sickening that people even try to defend their right to do it. That's even crazier. That's in men and women. I really thought when I started getting responses, it was a lot of women. So I was like, well, of course, women are gonna defend J-Lo and this and that. But I started seeing dudes come out the woodwork, and like really, and I'm like, yo, I understand as a dude, you want to see as much ass and pussy as you can, bro. And maybe if you don't have a kid, you really don't give a fuck. Cause I did it. Bro, before I had a kid, I didn't give a fuck about no one else's kid. I didn't give a fuck. I was finger banging bitches in the park like, nigga, don't look. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know me. Like, I mean, shit. I was a fucking little hoe-ass kid when I was young and a little fucking dumbass vandalize. We grew up in the Jackass era. We grew up in all that shit. You know, I seen all the thong videos and all that shit, bro. There was no regulation. You know what I'm saying? And I turned out to be a knucklehead. I'm surprised that I didn't even give a fuck. But as soon as I became a father, you have an invested interest now. So things matter now. And I may sound like a hypocrite. And I know there's a lot of people going to say, well, you did this and you did that. And this is, you know, but I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not a child. I would never expose my kids to some shit that is made for adults. Period. I think that's the clearest way I could say it. I mean, shit, I don't even want to talk about that shit no more, you know, because I'm going to get hot. But I know there's going to be some women that are going to hear this and maybe even some men. And you're going to be like, oh, he's fuck you. Yeah, that's cool. Fuck me. Like, put it in the comments. Like, just tell me how much you fucking hate me and how much I'm wrong. I want to hear it because I guarantee you don't have one good argument to justify doing weird shit like that in front of children.
Yeah, and I'm not a parent or anything, but I can see what this dude's coming at because I myself coming out from the best home. I can see me wanting my child not to go through what I went through. And I want them to have to fucking be like not seeing all the things they don't need to see until they're at that right age.
Yeah.
I grew up in the ghetto, man. Little place called Chinatown. And I seen it all, man. As a kid, I knew every prostitute by name. I saw the craziest shit as a kid, you know. But it's no life for a kid, you know what I mean? You end up a little fucked up. I'm not saying I'm fucked up, but I've seen a lot of other motherfuckers that are fucked up and they ain't never make it back. You know, so it's just
they're lost in the sauce.
The thing is, just like, even if you live in crazy neighborhoods like that, just, you know, communicate with your kids, educate them, get to know them. You know what I'm saying? So that way, if they're depressed, if you know what I mean, they're not mentally stable to do some shit or whatever the fuck it is, like, you know. And your kid, you know what I mean? And you just don't wake up one day and your kid is fucking hung from the ceiling because you never knew who this motherfucker was in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of that shit going on right now. You know, so just love your kids, man.
Straight up, I can't respect no man that is not involved in his kid's life. I can't respect you. I don't give a fuck. You the hardest gangster, the biggest dealer, whoever the fuck you are. I don't give a fuck what your status in life is. You a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. You don't take care of your kids, I can't respect you as a man, straight up. Because right now, it's troubled times. You know, it's troubled times. So we shouldn't be adding fuel to the fire or excusing certain behavior just because, hey, that's the way it is. No, we do need to fight against it. We need to at least come to a common agreement like, all right, well, we'll just put ratings on there. Then if we say it's PG-13 or it's rated MA and you choose to let your kid watch it, now the responsibility is on you as a parent. But don't sneak some shit in there and I'm like, hey, you want to watch a football game? Yeah. Boom, pussy in your face. Like, whoa, bro. Like, that's not cool. You know, that's really what it all comes down to. I know being a parent is hard and I do not suggest it for anybody. Let me repeat that. I do not suggest it. Don't have children. Don't try to have children. Live your life. It's difficult because your brain will automatically explode with all the new worries you have in life about what's going on, why these shows have the shit they have, why are people dressed the way they're dressed, why is there bikinis made for toddlers? There's 3 T's you can get a bikini. Why in life would there ever be a company or a designer that says, hey, I think a 3-year-old little girl should be in a bikini, but it exists. It's at Old Navy. And I know you have the option to not buy it, but why would it even be on the shelf is the fight that we need to fight. It's not like, well, you don't have to get it. Well, if you don't like it, you don't have. No, the thing is, people should not be doing that. What message are you sending? What are you trying to start? You need to be aware of this shit, guys. I promise you, I'm not trying to overreact, but when it comes to your kids, you need to be on top of that shit. They are the future. They are going to be the next presidents and the next senators and the next teachers and the next evolution, the next wave of society. So let's get it together, man. No more ratchetness when it comes to kids. Stop encouraging them to fight and encouraging them to go kiss that girl and go kiss that boy and stop doing all this shit that we did as kids. Because look at us. Why do you think there's teenagers, parents and shit? Like, we were all unguided. We were all unwatched. A lot of people grew up in single housing with only one mom that was at work all the time. So technically, you could do whatever the fuck you wanted every day. So let's not do that. Let's stop the cycle. Stop all this shit. Like, for anyone trying to justify that the J-Lo shit was just fine for a 5, 6, 7-year-old kid to watch, you're a piece of shit. I don't care if you're a guy or a girl. You're a piece of shit. Period. And on that note, it's the end of this Mixta podcast. It's a little bit more of a serious one, but it's one that I really had to get off our chest because it was just been a pretty hectic week. I am going to dab my fucking brains out because y'all niggas got me all emotional.